You know, when we first came here and they told us, yeah, you guys, it's going to be 3 or 4 of you living and working with an Iraqi company, there was definitely, you look at that situation and it's kind of hard to imagine doing that. It's like any other unit. These guys are our brothers in arms. We're out here, we're sharing the same hardships, we're facing the same dangers, and you're doing everything together, so you do develop a level of trust with them.
We're really close. It's a lot different than any other unit you'd be in.
I feel we're imparting to them, you know, a lot of the military skills that we have. You know, Doc's teaching them first aid, Staff Sergeant Olson's working on them with things like patrolling, marksmanship. I'm talking to the platoon commanders and the company commanders, trying to get them in that mindset where they're going to be able to lead a platoon or company, you know, make decisions, manage their NCOs, and make things happen the way they're supposed to be happening. The level of medical care out here is pretty much nothing. You know, these people don't really have doctors or hospitals that they can get to easily. So for them, you know, having a Navy corpsman out here, that's really the best medical care a lot of them are ever going to see in a long time. So doing things like that, we can try to help get the civilian population on our side.
2 rockets that were launched from the west aimed at our compound, and luckily they missed, but unfortunately they landed in the surrounding neighborhood, and there were a couple of families that were sitting outside and landed right in their backyard. 4 of them were ended up flown to Blaich for further treatment, and they're all back and fine now, so it was we all did good. Of them, I'm the only doctor that they've seen probably, you know, in their whole life. They trust me, I trust them, and they know that if anything happens, I'll be there for them.
It's definitely safer now than it was when we started. You know, there's a lot of things going on here out to the west there. There's a school that just opened up a couple months ago. When we first got here, the area was so unsafe that the people, they didn't feel safe sending their kids to school. Now they do, so that's definitely a measure of improvement. The local population is a little more friendly towards U.S. forces now. They come up and volunteer information, tell us things that can help us fight the insurgents. So progress is coming slowly, but there's definitely been measurable, observable progress during the time we've been here. If you were an American and you saw that kind of school anywhere in America, it would shock you. I mean, you know, it's a half bombed out building, no power, no electricity, no glass in the windows. I mean, it's just basically this empty building that they're having a school in. And to us, you know, we're kind of shocked to see that. But to the people who live out here, I mean, that's the best and the only school for, you know, 20 kilometers around in any direction. And that represents, you know, the people in this area having the ability to send their children there and try to, you know, put them on the road to a better future. You know, give them something, some kind of opportunity other than, you know, being unemployed or being a shepherd or whatever. So it's something that means a lot to the community. You know, the teachers who work there, they're not getting paid or anything. You know, most of the families around here are too poor to buy much in the way of school supplies. So they're kind of operating on a shoestring. So for us in the Iraqi Army to be able to go there and help them out, that's something that's very significant for the community, and it kind of builds a link between the community and the Army. You really got to look at it in the very long term. You know, day to day, sometimes you might not see a whole lot of change. Sometimes you might even see, you know, sometimes there's going to be hiccups and stumbles. Really the most important thing is the troops, the soldiers, they're brave and they're tough. And that's the kind of foundation you want. You can teach somebody marksmanship, you can teach someone to do patrols, you can teach them, you know, how to do land navigation. Those are all skills you can teach, but if someone's a coward or someone's weak, you're not going to be able to change that. But these guys are brave, they are tough, they've got that, so we can teach them those teachable skills. What you really got to do is you got to take the long view, and you got to say, hey, all things considered, in general, are we doing better now than we were doing a month ago? And right now, the answer is yes.